With the end of the Lennox abeyance, following the success of Andrei Jabari's privately funded colonization of Valeria, interest in interstellar exploration was renewed. As part of his initial expedition into the Vidara System in 160 PCU, Jabari brought sublight probes to be launched towards neighbouring systems. Criticised at the time by some of his investors as an unnecessary expense, more than a decade later, Jabari's prescience would be vindicated. In early 173 PCU, a report of one of the sublight probes, still mid-flight, notified Jabari of an unexpected infrared excess around its target M2 main sequence star, a hallmark signature of asteroid belts. As more readings came in over the following months, it became clear that these belts were rich in rare earths, platinum group metals, and crucially, drift-rich riberite ore. Due to the nature of Valeria's colonization and its unexpected success, the object of growing Centran resentment, the Assembly Parliament decreed Valeria would foot the bill for the building of the drift gates required to connect to this new system, which once reached would become Assembly territory. Jabari, incensed, complied with the orders to fund the gates. When reached in 175 PCU, however, he openly declared the Vidara System, and all within, to be a sub-colony of Valeria. An unusually rich system for such a middle-aged star, Vidara is orbited by two impressive belts, the inner and outer narrows. These are dangerous environments. The highly dynamic planetary system, with orbits changing in short timescales, significantly disturbs the belt's asteroids, triggering constant collisions which create debris and pose a significant threat to navigation. This same violent environment, however, has ground down the asteroids into small workable sizes and exposed their riches directly to space, making for the single most cost-effective mining ground in the entire cluster. The same cannot be said for its worlds, however. While also rich, their bounty is locked within their planetary cores, beyond the reach of economically viable mining efforts. The sole exception is the system's frigid outermost world, Vidara 5, more commonly referred to simply as Vidara. Wrapped in a thin nitrogen atmosphere and geologically inactive, over the eons its surface has been pelted by asteroids from the belts. These, having become meteoric deposits scattered across its icy surface, are easy and profitable pickings for mining crews. Following the conclusion of Halpern's war in 180 PCU, this mineral wealth would be put to use by the Assembly. Grafton Gateworks was granted authorization to settle in and develop the system with the construction of a new gate forge, the largest ever built. By the turn of the century, all Grafton operations had moved from the old repurposed Hadamus Gate Forge to this new installation, and the company as a whole became known for this new sprawling complex, the Vidara Gate Forge. As part of the system's development efforts, and to increase quality of life for its resident and transient workers, a unique approach to terraforming was developed. Vidara's rock-hard surface ice, rich in deuterated water, would be used to fuel enormous fusion reactors, which power the refineries and industrial surface facilities. Common ice melted by the reactor's heat is used as working fluid, and the resulting steam vented into the world's tenuous atmosphere. Over time, this water, a powerful greenhouse gas, will heat up the planet's surface temperature to still sub-zero but less gelid conditions, whilst also thickening the atmosphere. Its decomposition by both natural and catalyzed photolysis into H2 and O2 also slowly oxygenates the atmosphere, though it will be more than a century before a human might breathe the Vidaran atmosphere unassisted. Following the Marissian re-emergence in 210 PCU, the Vidara Gateforge would seek their expertise in spaceborne mining and living by hiring freelance advisors, some of them Marissian exiles. These make up a small but expressive fraction of the system's population, providing support and serving as liaisons to Marissian vessels and companies. These were a relatively common sight in the system even during the years of the Frontier War, and no small source of tension for the CDF forces stationed in system. Besides the Vidara Gateforge and its lucrative mining operations, the Vidara System is perhaps best known as the site of the majority of Halpern's war. The far-flung settlement of Port Abernhart, within the inner system, was in fact founded by Pirate King Jocastus Halpern. Constructed by his followers as the seat of his Vidaran pirate republic, the port would eventually be the site of the final battle of the war. Though ostensibly reformed as a legitimate assembly colony, its piratical beginnings loom large, and the settlement remains a notorious free port and a favoured haunt of claim jumpers and criminals to this day. The war effort against Jocastus Halpern was conducted largely by renowned Commodore and later Rear Admiral Anatoly Lanka of the CDF, known to history as Broadside Lanka. This nickname is born from the manner in which he chose to conduct the conflict across Vidara. Lanka insisted at every turn that he would never commit to close action until the enemy had been weakened as much as was feasible by long-range bombardment. in the hope of ensuring minimum possible CDF casualties once direct engagement was begun. Much of the war thus consisted of huge centron lines of battle, studded with first and second-rate ships of the line, continually pouring withering fire into pirate positions from across the system, sometimes for weeks on end, with literally tens of thousands of shots fired. The after effects of Lanka's strategy still linger, with rogue coilgun rounds, stray torpedoes, and unexploded mines, an always present threat to traffic within the system. While all efforts are taken to track these threats and warn ships of the risk of collision, accidents are still common to this day. In the wake of his victory, Admiral Lanka was faced with some criticism for the manner in which he had conducted his campaign, not only for its exorbitant cost in the construction of capital ships and the use of massive amounts of munitions, but also for the long-lasting hazards it created across the Vidara system. Lanka consistently responded to all such criticism the same way, by insisting that his method, however costly, was mathematically the surest way to preserve the most CDF lives, while still securing victory. Much has changed about Vidara between its discovery and the present day, where it has become a crucial pillar of the Assembly's industrial economy. Though even after nearly 1.5 centuries and 2 interstellar wars, the siren call of its riches remains its greatest curse, without fail continuing to breed prospecting disputes, pirate activity, and geopolitical controversy at every turn. Thank you for watching. You can get the Sojourn through various distributors, all of which are accessible through www.thesojournaudiodrama.com. You can also get the series through Patreon, where you'll be able to access various bonus features, including our visual dictionary, Guinevere cross-sections, and anthology shorts. Remember to join us on Discord and get regular updates on all upcoming Sojourn releases. All the related links can be found below this video. Fair winds.